So Fallout 76's Atom Shop is here. You guys probably realized on October 30th when the beta opened up to all platforms that the Atom Shop also opened up to all platforms. So in this video, what I want to go over is just the gist of the Atom Shop itself, maybe give some of my brief thoughts, but even beyond that, Bethesda actually has made a post on the Atom Shop revealing some more stuff that will be coming with it, and what will probably be the bulk of this video, and by far the most interesting, is what we found out about the Atom Shop from data mining. A good chunk of the stuff is things Bethesda has yet to announce, and other aspects of like things we didn't even know would be offered through this shop. But before we do that, I actually just got my Fallout cookbook, and here's a little challenge reward thing. I plan on making a video cooking a bunch of stuff from this, and it'll be like a Chef JuiceHead video. What I plan on doing with that is actually making it a kind of reward, I guess, for 350,000 subscribers, a milestone video. So hey, if you want to subscribe and see me wear a chef hat and cook some Fallout themed foods, then yeah, you could subscribe. So either way, a quick version of what exactly is the Atomic Shop in Fallout 76. It's more or less this microtransaction store that's intended for you to be able to buy cosmetics in the game. You'll be able to use some of these outfits, emotes, armor, and weapon skins, things like that. Bethesda has been pretty explicit about the fact that many of the things in this are meant to stay cosmetic, and even beyond that, everything in here is technically earnable for free. You can buy atoms, which is like the currency used here, with real-world money, but you also earn them naturally in-game or by completing challenges. So just yesterday, Bethesda posted something going over pretty much everything I just said, but even beyond that, attached in that post were a number of the challenges that I just showed you. So if you really do want to grind out these points, it seems very doable, but even beyond that, actually just some really nice in-game screenshots of some of the different outfits that will be offered through this. It seems right now at least that outfits will probably be one of the big selling factors for this. They actually changed the way outfits work in Fallout 76 compared to previous Fallouts to accommodate this. More or less now, even if you're wearing, let's say, a full set of armor, if you put an outfit on top, it'll cover up all of the armor. There won't be any clipping or anything. You'll still get the protection from the armor, you just can't see it. You only see your outfit. A few of these look particularly cool. You could also see some of the poses added in with this and actually paint jobs for some of the various items. As it stands right now, it seems like pretty much everything we have currently available in the shop is very attainable with atoms if you actually just grind out some of those challenges. Nothing was like a super high bar, but at the same time, it's still the beta. They probably wouldn't introduce that stuff at least just yet. And for those wondering, yes, your atoms as they stand right now will actually carry over to the full release, and more or less after you have atoms on your account, they'll be usable on any of your different characters, as well as any cosmetic items you do buy. And as cool as all that is, let's actually get into the data mined part of this video, the part that is actually interesting and not super public. Technically, all of you that are on PC have these files on your computer already, you just probably didn't realize you could actually access them and see some of the up and coming things with the Atomic Shop. So what I'm really going to be focusing on in this is one section known as Storefront. Within this, you could actually see what look like they'll be kind of the thumbnails for a lot of the offerings here. You also do have the raw textures, but it's a lot harder to deduce things from those because, well, they look like this. When the Storefront thumbnail, although kind of a low resolution, looks much more presentable and consumable. But one of the first interesting tidbits from the Storefront files are actually the file structure. Things are organized in a very interesting way here. I'm going to just put it on screen right now. As you can see, it's mostly what we've seen thus far, with two things that really stand out to me, that being events and lunchboxes. So as it comes with data mining, we're getting access to things that Bethesda didn't show to us yet. That could be for a variety of reasons. Maybe this is legacy content, things that were here in one of the older builds of the game and aren't actually going to be released when the full game comes out, or alternatively, it's just stuff that hasn't been released or made public yet. My point being, keep in mind as I go through a lot of this stuff that isn't totally public yet, that it may never actually make its way into the game. It could just be something that's here and will never go any further. So first and foremost, let's look at this events subsection. There's nothing super interesting in here. It's literally just a coming soon placeholder, but I just think the idea that there might be events offered through the Atom Shop is interesting in and of itself. Again, this may never come to fruition. It could just be an idea they're playing with, but events in Fallout 76 are something new. It's basically when you go to a certain area, you'll get on screen, oh, there's an event going on here. You have a certain amount of time to complete these tasks. It normally involves taking down a bunch of enemies or repairing certain things that will break periodically. One of the big things with these are you could actually complete them with total strangers. It'll be made available to the entire server, and you could fast travel to it for a cost from anywhere. In the end, you actually do get certain rewards, so what I'm thinking is, what if some of these events are actually buy-in? In other words, it's available on the shop because it's going to be a holiday-themed event, let's say a Christmas event. But as a result of actually buying into this, you'll have a random chance at getting some of these holiday themed rewards, some of these skins and stuff that I'll show you shortly. That's total speculation, I don't really know, but I just think it's very interesting and something really worth highlighting that we do have this events folder in the Atomic Shop. Events are not something that immediately seem obvious that would appear in this shop, and how exactly they'll play out are a pretty big question for me, at least right now. Then moving on, the other thing we could see in these files are the lunchboxes. This is pretty interesting because immediately to a lot of us, these lunchboxes will stand out as something we have in a different Fallout game. In Fallout Shelter, microtransactions work through purchasing lunchboxes also. Basically in that game, you purchase a lunchbox. When you open it, you'll get a random variety of things, ranging from caps, stim packs, new characters, things like that. They effectively in that game function as loot boxes. Now, it has been said that Fallout 76 will not feature loot boxes, so from that and actually seeing these lunchboxes, it seems to follow, for me at least, that these will be different. But different how? If you actually look in this folder, you'll see 3 different sets of lunchboxes. Seemingly, it'll be able to buy 1, buy 3, or buy 5 at a time for different amounts of money or atom points. Well, actually going through some of the other data mine files that have been posted online, you can search lunchbox and find 4 lines that are of particular interest. And effectively, it seems like these are going to be 4 different perks. One being the confetti perk that gives you 5% bonus damage, and enemies might explode into a gory of red paste. Then the too much cake perk that's described as a lunchbox party favor that stops hunger for a period of time, and the to go punch perk that is described as a lunchbox party favor that stops thirst for a period of time. And the fourth one's just the title of to go punch perk, but actually giving you the hunger bonus, not the thirst bonus. So the reason it actually seems like these correspond to these lunchboxes is, well, the descriptions have lunchbox party in them, but even beyond that, if you actually look at like the file name for this, it's labeled as post ATX. The ATX section is where you could actually find out a lot about this new Atom Shop. That seems to be like one of the headings they're using internally for it. Then you get lunchbox and then hunger perk or no hunger perk, no thirst perk, confetti, whatever it may be. So how exactly this will work is obviously open-ended. Is it just going to be these 3 options and every time you use a lunchbox you get these bonuses automatically? Are there going to be more than this and you'll get one at random? As of right now, this is all we know. I don't really know what it's going to entail. I'll just kind of leave it all out there, and sources to this down below if you guys want to do your own investigations. Again, you have all these files on your PC if you are in fact playing on PC. But if this stuff actually does make it into the game, I could see it being a little bit more controversial because although it doesn't give you explicit bonuses in like PvP, it definitely will make the game easier for certain players that do buy these things, whether through the free means or the paid ones. Outside of that, in these Atomic Shop files, you do have a variety of what will probably constitute a lot of the other offerings in this. It certainly seems like there's going to be a plethora of different Christmas options. Something that has been said in interviews past is Bethesda has always kind of wanted to do certain themed events for like seasonal festivities. And from these Atomic Shop files, you can actually find a lot of different things here. Some of them being quite cool. Like some of the power armor paint jobs that are Christmas themed aren't just paint jobs. They actually have a little bit more going on with them. And to be frank, there's simply way too much content within this for me to actually look at everything. There are literally hundreds of images in here of all varieties of different things coming with the Atomic Shop. Obviously, I'm trying to show you as much of it as possible in the background, but there's a few things I would like to highlight as what I found to be the coolest. There's actually somebody on Reddit right now who took some of these files, ported them over to Fallout 4, and you can actually see them in a better view on those power armors. One thing that stood out to me is by cosmetics, they also mean seemingly custom items. Like in the files, you could find a variety of different Christmas trees. It seems like you buy these singular or in packs and with different decorations. So like that's not just going to be a skin for a workshop item, which we also have seen a ton of, but rather a totally new workshop item. And one that I just have to show you is literally going to be a stuffed Radstag in Rudolph theme. There's a lot of like almost memey stuff that's in here that I think people just buy because it'll be funny to see that in your camp, like a waving Santa decoration. The Megaton hairstyle from Fallout 4 is making a return. This time it's going to be through the Atom Shop though. There's this fruit hat or helmet that's just absolutely amazing. I want this on my character. And like honestly, there's a lot of other cool stuff in those files, but nothing that really blew me away. None of the outfits or anything like that really stood out as like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get that. There's an elf one that's pretty cool. And I imagine they'll probably get more and more stuff added to this as the game itself comes out because, well, Bethesda wants to make money off of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if especially a lot of this Christmas stuff is timed exclusive, so in like a few months it'll be gone. So all in all, my final conclusions on the Atomic Shop, it seems like it's going to be probably fairly polarizing, but I think overall most people will be okay with it. I mean, we'll have to see how those lunchboxes actually pan out. Some of that almost seems like it's like the shortcut system you had in Battlefield, except this is a online survival game, so purchasing a lunchbox lunchbox that will give you no hunger and no thirst could be kind of a big issue, but honestly, in game, that's not a huge problem to begin with. And overall, my takeaway is I just don't really care. I don't think this is going to have such a big impact on the game that it's going to make me feel strongly about it or affect my views on Fallout 76 overall. I think the game has a lot of other more pressing concerns that will hit before this ever becomes a real issue, at least based off what we see right now. There's no like big reveal from these files, I don't think. Although depending on how they're executed again, I could see how when the events come out and when the lunchboxes come out, people might feel a little bit pissed off about that kind of stuff. But who knows, maybe they'll never even be released. Either way, it's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. Hopefully you guys found it informative. I do want to have more of this kind of like data mine stuff coming in the next couple of days. I will also be live streaming the beta later tonight. What I'm going to try and do is actually find the Brotherhood and find the Enclave, because why not? That'd be fun. As always, again though, I thank you guys for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.